Hi guys, it's Mrs. Matthew, and today I'm going to show you the tutorial that I previously had given you through Google Classroom that shows a lot of pictures and has a lot of written instructions, but now I figured out how to do it digitally so you can see what I'm seeing, and I have basically my Google Drive open. You're going to go to your pictures. Hopefully you have it one of two ways. You'll have it in your Google Drive from taking a picture of in your Chromebook of your emoji that you drew, or you will have it in your downloads. So either way, I'm going to right click and say download, and it'll pop up here, or you can go to the little file or wherever you get your downloads on your Google Chromebook, and you can go to downloads and it's right there. So it's easy. You can move it wherever you want or just leave it in downloads, because now we know where to find it. We're going to go to www.pixlr.com, Pixlr, and this is a photo editing program that's free, and it's pretty awesome. It's pretty similar to Photoshop, and that's something you can do at the high school in digital photography or graphic art. So we have Advanced E or Playful X. Playful X is basic Photoshop stuff that you can do, but Advanced E is what we need because it's more complex. You can see I did the tutorial earlier this week, that's why that's here, but we're going to open Image, and we're going to go to find our documents. Mine's in downloads, where yours should be too. And we're going to go to Image, open it up, and now it should be all set. You can see the whole thing. You can scroll in and out and see. And then over here you can see the navigate. This will allow you to go in and out as well if you don't have a scrolling mouse. And over here are all of our tools. So we're going to use a few of these. You can see I have colors chosen already, but to begin with, we're going to use the wand select to get rid of our background. So you can click and drag, and if it doesn't get rid of all your background, there's another way of doing it. Maybe the picture you took has lots of shadows or something. So I'm going to delete. On my keyboard I hit delete, and look, there's a lot of stuff over here. So I'm going to take my lasso tool and I'm going to click anywhere, and then I'm going to circle around and hit delete, and circle around and hit delete. And if that doesn't work and you want to get rid of those strolly lines, click anywhere, and then you can go over to this half and half tool. That's your eraser, and you can erase. If you want it to be bigger, see the brush up here? And the size, you can go bigger, smaller. This is a harder edge or a softer edge, so it really just depends. Right now, we just need to get rid of all this background gunk. And once that's done, go back to your Arrange or Move tool, and we can decide what we're going to do from here. Basically, I would just like you to plug all your colors in, and if you're happy with that, great, but I am going to show you how to do shadows and everything on top as well. So this right here is a fill button. It's a paint bucket. If you click, you can see you can click anywhere. You can put whatever color you want. Right now, this is the previous color. Yours is probably black and white if you haven't chosen a color. So I double click, and I'm gonna do kind of a pinky color. You can move it, you can change it. It can be purpley, it can be lime green, crazy orange. You know, whatever color you think you'd like your frosting to be. Okay, so I'm gonna make it a little bit brighter, and I'm gonna plug it in. If for some reason you're not able to click, 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 click and get it all, you can click everywhere. But if it doesn't click at all, this is your paint brush, and you can draw and you can color in areas that you didn't get to. You can even scroll in and really get in there and make your brush smaller and bigger. Okay? So my other paint bucket, I'm going to do my red for my cherry, and I'm going to drag it over to the color picker. And there we go. Maybe my hearts in my eyes. I'm going to get a black. If you don't like the lines that you have, you can click and make them black too. Or you can leave it as is. What I just did there was Control Z, That's undo. Control Z or Command if you're using a Mac. But over here, you can see this history. Hopefully you have all these, and if you don't, let me know in the messages and I'll help you fix it. But you can just go back up. Look, boom, boom, boom. I've done all the things. And then if I do it again, if I do something else, it'll override it. So that's why I undo. Now if I need to get this color back again, I can take my eyedropper and grab that color and just keep going. Okay, so I'm just gonna real quick fill the rest of my colors in, and then if you want to be done after that, you can. If you want a very 2D flat emoji, or if you want to add shading, I'm going to show you how to do that. The bottom part of my cupcake, maybe I'll do a blue this time around. You can pick whatever you like, it doesn't matter, just have fun with it. That's the idea. You're just trying to have fun and learn a new cool way of doing art, and this is digital art. So click, 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 click. If it gets too much where it expands into something you don't want it to, or it accidentally overrides, because say if I chose a really dark color and it was similar to my black, when I went to pick another color, it might, see how it just went to the black around it? I would go back, or and you can scroll all the way up in your history, or you can paintbrush it in and fix it. I'm going to use this color, flip that around, make my little cupcake bread. Now I'm going to scroll out. This is a little bit dark for me, but I'll put some highlights in there and that'll help. And I'm going to put some sprinkles. So what color sprinkles can I make? Maybe some of these, and maybe some purpley, or some yellow maybe. Whatever you want. Okay. Oh, I forgot my stem. That needs to be a green. Okay. So now, if you're done, you can file, save, and you want to save it as a JPEG, or like a JPEG will put a white background in, or a PNG, which will give you just your emoji with no background. But if you want to do more, I'm going to grab my little picker tool, which is the eyedropper in Photoshop, and then I'm going to double click and make this darker because I'm going to add some shadows. I'm going to go in darker, and I'm going to go to my paintbrush tool, and let me see. Let's look at what our size is. That's about right. And I want to make the opacity, which is how transparent it is, pretty low. I'm going to do like an 8. So I'm going to add some shadows. My highlight's on the right side, so my shadows are going to be on the left. And see how I'm just going to very subtly go over and over and over and place these shadows in? I'm not going to be too harsh with them. That's why I chose a lower opacity, so I can slowly build them in. And usually the shadows are just going to be over the lines a bit. Just like when we shade with our pencil shadings, wherever you have a line, you're going to have a shadow. Around my cherry, I'm going to have some shadows because there's a cherry circle shadow under there. And just build it up however much you want. There's no real right or wrong with this. It's however it looks good to you. So I'm just going to work really quickly and finish this up. I do this a lot, so I understand this is going to take you guys a lot longer to do something like this. Probably 3 to 4 hours, maybe more, maybe less. You know, some people are really good at this and some people need it a little bit more to get through it. Either way, just have fun. Getting some highlights in the middle here. And if it gets too much and you're like, ooh, that's not quite right, you can do what I'm going to do and just go back over it a little bit with the normal color to blend it in and soften it. So I'm putting my highlights in. And almost done. It's a little big, so I could always make my brush smaller, but I don't really care too much. I'm gonna then get my eyedropper, get this normal blue, go back and just kind of soften it up with this blue. I got a little too much here and there, so I'm just softening it up with the original blue color. Okay, try not to go over your lines that you did when you drew your emoji. I suggested before to outline them with a Sharpie, but if you didn't and it's pencil, no big deal. You can always make them black or you can just leave them. And I'm going to do a darker blue inside with my paint bucket because I forgot that earlier. And if you don't like those lines, you can always go and get them with a paintbrush, but I don't really think it's that big of a deal. And last but not least, well, 2 steps, I'm going to darken my cherry on this side. So there's a shadow, and I want to super fast add a few highlights to my frosting. Whoops. See what I did there? I forgot to switch tools. Okay. Just a few little highlights, nothing fancy. If you want, stick a little highlight on the right. Take my shadow on the left. Okay, so now I'm going to file, save, and it'll say a JPEG, which will give you a white background, or a PNG gives you just nothing. It's like your emoji you can use on your phone. You can title it whatever you want. Cupcake awesomeness. Yes, I am cheesy and I'm okay with that. Now where you see it download, or if you go to your downloads or wherever it saves, probably your picture, you can open it up and you can see it. Good job, guys. If you need any help, please use Google Classroom or email me, and I hope you have fun with this and you enjoy.